to Libib's BookTube channel. My name is Kaelyn. I swapped up the location on you yet again, and I've officially moved into a new apartment. Today I'm going to be doing the DNF tag, which was originally created by Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, and I will leave the original video in the description box down below. So let's get into these questions about DNF in books. Question 1, do you DNF? And yes, I do DNF. It takes a lot for me to DNF a book. If I DNF a book, it's because I really don't like it, but the majority of the times I DNF a book is that I just get bored and I never pick it back up again, or I get around to the 100-page mark and I just get uninterested. That is another huge DNF trait that I have. Like right now, I am reading like 4 or 5 different books all around the 100-page mark, and I just went, bloop, see you later. But yes, I do DNF books. Question number 2, if you do DNF, does it count for your finished books for the month? And I say no. Like, I have a specific shelf on Goodreads that I specifically say no, because here is the problem that I'm running into is I wish there's a way, Goodreads, anything else out there, where when you go to DNF a book and say you got like 200 pages into the 600-page book, and then you don't count that as like your book of the year, which is fine. Like, I didn't finish that book, so it doesn't count. But I wish those pages would count, because I read those pages. So say at the end of the year, I finished 20,000 pages. But 200 obviously don't count because there's no way to track that. So that's what I'm furious about. And that needs to be like an issue resolved somewhere on some book platform where DNF books, even though I don't count them as finished books at the end of the month, I still want to be able to count the pages. So does it count as a book read? No, but I want to be able to count the pages. Question number 3, is there a difference between DNF and just putting a book down for a while? And I like to say, yes, there's a huge difference. Whereas DNF is where I have officially like written it off. Putting it down for a while and then picking back up, book I'm currently reading, Warren the 13th, and or The Unleashed by Daniel Vega. Like, I've put this book down so many times within the past several months, but I still like keep coming back to it every now and then. Same with Warren the 13th, because I have just been so busy with switching jobs and moving and life that I just haven't had time to, oh, and vacations. Like, I just haven't had time to officially like sit down and finish the book. So putting it down for a while is like, I'm gonna come back to it. DNFing is like, I'm never coming back to this. What popular books have you DNF'd? And I have DNF'd Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, and A Court of Thorns and Roses. Both those books I have DNF'd by her. My friend Mesa is picking up A Court of Thorns and Roses today, and the new cover just dropped for that series that is absolutely brutally not pretty. Very hideous in my opinion. I think everyone's opinion. But like those 2 books, like I just, I got like, I want to say like a third or a half a way through Crown of Midnight, and I couldn't continue on, and so I've DNF'd it. Have I thought about coming back to it multiple times? Absolutely, because I want to read and continue the series, because it was such a popular series when like I first started it. So I want to find out what happens, but at the same time I really don't care. Kind of with A Court of Thorns and Roses, don't really care. I just want to read the second book, because I did read page 22 of A Court of Mist and Fury, and whoo, that is some hot stuff. But yeah, so Sarah J. Maas books, those are the 2 off the top of my head that I have DNF'd. Next question is question number 5. What are some books that you wished you DNF'd? Elixir by Hilary Duff. As I was going through my list of books that I have read since I've started like really tracking my reading, one of the first years I first started tracking reading was Elixir by Hilary Duff, and I absolutely hated that book. I don't know why I continued on with it, but I should have DNF'd it and thrown it away. I still rated it 2 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Don't know why. Also, number 2, The Scorch Trials by James Dashner. This book was horrible. I remember people saying like Maze Runner was amazing, but Scorch Trials, watch out. And they were 110% right, because it was fucking awful. Excuse my French, but it was so bad. And the movie was a million times worse, because I've never sat through a movie and hated every single ounce of it and wanted to turn it off so bad. but I kept watching until the end because I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was so horrible, but anyhow. And then book number 3, which is Bad Call by Stephen Wallenfels. And this book was just so bad. Like, it had such like a good premise and like a good concept, very good idea going, and then it just went and it just was horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I did not like it at all whatsoever. Question number 6, have you attempted to read a DNF and was it successful to you? I feel like there has been a point in time where I have done that, but I just can't think of a book. The next question is, what do you do to DNF books? Well, I obviously get rid of them. I will take them to Half Price Books and try to get rid of them there to get some sort of money. If not, then I donate them either to the little free libraries or a teacher's classroom, something like that. I try to get rid of them because it's no interest to me, and why should I keep a book on my shelf that I have no interest in trying to read, trying to finish, trying to reattempt to read when someone else can be enjoying it instead. And next question, question number 8. Do you choose more or less risky titles based on your DNF policy? I just have a trust issue in picking up books in general. So this is like my downfall as like myself as a reader, is that say this book were to come out and I'm really looking forward to it and I am so excited to read it, but then I just let it sit on my shelf forever and ever and ever because I have such a hard time with picking up books and committing to them. And so that's where I lie. That's the most problems that I have, is like being committed to a book or actually physically picking up a book, starting it, reading more of it, and enjoying it. That is the problem that I have. I just tend to pick out what piques my interest because I'm such a mood reader. And if a book has more good hype than bad hype, then I'll definitely pick it up. And last but not least, tag 5 other booktubers. So anyone who hasn't done this tag, you are more than welcome to do it. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this week's Thursday bookish video. What books have you recently DNF'd? I feel like I never hear about DNF'd books, and so it's nice to have this tag and to refresh that. But anyways, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next Thursday for a new Thursday bookish video.